So this discussion is going to be on branding. It's really important to your business because there's so many coaches. I mean, we're almost, I think, if not to 300,000 coaches. So branding is what's going to be the thing that distinguishes you from, the person sitting next to you. So one of the things that we really wanted to capitalize on is your page, your Facebook page, your like page, personal page, Instagram. It should look different than your fellow coach. So like my page is going to look way different than Hannah, way different than my coach Raya. Teresa and I, even though we're both Beachbody coaches, our pages look completely different. And that's all because of branding. So branding is going to be what sets you apart, the things that are your attributes that not every Beachbody coach has. So like everyone works out, everyone likes fitness. It's the little things in between the lines that create your brand. So I'm going to screen share my photo. This is the exercise that produced this photo is going to be something we're going to have everyone in the group do. Create an image that is your brand. So there's going to be an exercise that takes you through creating this, but I'm just going to screen share really quick to show you what mine is about. And then I'm going to go through kind of picking apart my brand, and anyone that is friends with me on Facebook can kind of see that who this is. So let me screen share real quick. You guys see? You guys can see? Cool. Okay, so I named her Vivian because that's a badass name. And I even said badass on there. So, so then I just go through the little attributes that make up who this person is. So this person is my ideal customer. My ideal customer is also a niche for what my brand is. So my ideal customer is then going to be an ideal coach as well. And I'll just go through these different bullet points and kind of, you can get like a sense for who my ideal customer is, which in retrospect, after making this, your ideal customer is very much like you. So I got this picture of this chick that's really hot. She looks like she might have dreads, crazy hair. She's got tattoos. She drinks coffee. Oh, sorry. I don't know what I just did. I don't know how I just did that. Anyway, you can still see. So she's 32. Age is really important. I wanted to hit on this note because I had a couple of coaches, that were making an ad on Facebook. This isn't about ads, but there's a thing where you can designate what age group, and they put 18 to like 55. Age is important because I pulled that coach aside and said, we're both like 32, whatever. You're not going to relate to an 18-year-old or a 55-year-old most times. I'm not saying all the time, but I'm 31, so my niche is about 32. I do have some coaches that are some of my closest friends that are 26, but over and above my niche is 32. I'm huge into baby wearing. That's like when you have a wrap with your baby. Obviously huge into breastfeeding. It's not that that's what my life is all about, but it's a small attribute of me that I can kind of capitalize on and therefore gain other followers that are really either passionate or currently doing that. So usually my ideal customer is going to be a natural mom. She might not vaccinate. She might not use Tylenol and stuff like that. This is getting into more about who she is. She doesn't watch a lot of TV because I don't. Loves the outdoors, drinks coffee, has dreads or really colorful hair. So now you can start to see when you start to get friend requests or maybe see someone in a group that maybe she has a profile picture with purple hair. So then I could message her and say, oh my God, I love your hair. So you kind of start to pick out and have kind of a process of, I don't want to say grooming, but seeing where these attributes are and then capitalizing on that opportunity. So next, I would say that she's very strong and opinionated. She has tattoos, confident. She doesn't like corporate America. This is a girl that maybe, with that piercing on her face, she's had jobs turned down to her, lost a job or told she has to take it out. I experienced that in the past, and that's one huge thing that I love about coaching. I can have a septum piercing if I want, have my tattoos hanging out during a meeting, and it's not a problem. So I'm going to identify with that girl because this is another thing, we could strike up conversation. I could message her and be like, oh my God, have you had any problems having a job with that piercing? I really like it. I used to have a septum piercing, you know? So this is all stuff that's going to be conversation starters that when you do have a friend request that person, you're no longer just, hey, I'm just friends. Now you're like, oh, we have this in common. And you can start a meaningful conversation. Has piercings and loves to travel, loves spontaneity, has a huge heart, but knows that gets her into trouble. So next, she drives an economically friendly car, watches documentaries, and has really close girlfriends. So these are all things that, you know, if I met this girl, Vivian, you know, we would have a lot in common. You're obviously not going to find people that have all of these attributes. Maybe they have one. I mean, I've had people that have none. But when you have a clear-cut, concise vision of who you're going after, when I first made this, when I was in Emerald to Diamond training, when I first put this into like fruition, it really clicked for me because I'm like, oh, that's my brand. So now when I go to post, you know, I was actually making a status maybe like an hour ago, and then I backspaced and deleted it because I thought to myself, this has nothing to do with my brand. It's like just, you know, it's old Facebook just posting to post type of thing. So now when I post, it's kind of calculated what is showing off my personality, which is this Vivian girl, to other people to get them to identify with me, feel close to me, trust me, and follow me. So then I can begin to cultivate those relationships. So let's just say, I mean, me even using the word badass or bitch or something, the type of woman that is going to say, oh my God, that's awesome, I love that. That's the type of woman that I want to attract. The woman that maybe is offended by the word badass is probably not going to be my coach or customer, and that's okay. I was telling the other girls that are on this training with me that I had a girl that was, she was vegan, and which I'm not vegan, and she was only eating produce, so like vegetables and fruits, no anything else. That's just it. So we had a conversation. She wanted to be in a challenge group, and I don't agree with that. That's just me personally, how I coach my challengers. So we did have a heart to heart, and I said, I think that it would be best if you found a vegan coach, and maybe someone that could identify with that way of eating, because it's not going to be a symbiotic relationship for both of us. It's not going to be beneficial for both. So, you know, I referred her on to a vegan coach of mine. So it's not necessarily that, you know, you can't have someone who fits these parameters, but it makes it a lot easier when you're posting on Facebook, developing how you post, what you post about, to kind of know what direction you're heading, because Facebook, you can post anything, you know. I mean, before I was a coach, maybe I'd have a rant or whatever. I mean, I don't think anyone does that, but your posting should have, and your pictures should have kind of a direction to kind of get people excited about that topic. So like I said, your Facebook is going to look completely different, even though we're all doing the same workouts. You know, my soulmate workout might be the same exact workout that Hannah likes. We both drink Shakeology also, and we're both moms, but Hannah and I are completely different. Her ideal customer is totally different. And you have to think about those small differences and then capitalize them to make your brand. So there's 2 other coaches on the line. They're going to go through their ideal brand, ideal customer and brand. And then we'll share with you some activities we'll have for you to do the very same thing later this week. Okay. Guess we can stop share. Cool. Okay, Hannah.
Okay. Okay, now I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So this is my ideal customer. Her name's Sophia. And this picture actually is not a great picture of who she exactly is, but it sort of fits her. So my ideal customer is probably, 30 to 45 range. I'm 32, almost 32. So I picked 32. She lives in the Northwest. She has faith. She's an introvert, but she's not really super shy. She just is okay with being at home. Married, mom of 2 to 4 kids, 3 kids because I have 3 kids. So I'm just definitely has a boy because I have all boys. And they're going to be like 10, I have 5-year-old to 10-year-old, so that range. Even the baby, I can relate with having a baby. Drives a small white SUV, loves the sunshine and the ocean and crafts. It's funny. She can laugh at herself. These are all like little things that when you're posting and things, these all give you ideas to post on, like these little things and qualities and traits about your person gives you great topics to post on, especially when you're you can't think of anything to post. You just think about these things that she likes, and then you post that, and she's gonna like it. She's attracted to you. So she likes to shop online, or she likes TJ Maxx and Target. I've even have more details that I've put into this that aren't on this page, like the kind of magazine she likes, the TV shows she likes, even though she doesn't really watch TV that much. She loves fashion and fitness. And then bringing those two together. So when I post, I usually always like have cute clothes on when I'm doing my workout, and all those things. Those people that aren't attracted to that are gonna leave, and that's okay. So she likes. I'm just gonna kind of go through this quicker. She likes fashion and fitness and looking cute and dressing up. She's also okay with going outside, getting dirty. She's a soccer, baseball mom. She loves organization, but could use it more. She's self-motivated. She doesn't need someone telling her what to do. But having a schedule is ideal because she just needs to know where to get started. So our programs are awesome for her because they have schedules. She battles depression and anxiety, stresses easily. She's a procrastinator. She loves being a mom and knows it's important, but she also wants to contribute to her family's finances. She likes shopping, online shopping, so having some extra income to cover her shopping is awesome. She loves fitness, but she's a bit lost on the nutrition and is struggling to lose the last bit of weight. And you guys can read the rest of that, and I'll post that in the group. But these are all, and I go into even more detail, like that I couldn't fit it all on this screen. But so that's my girl. I named her Sophia. She probably has a little bit more cuter hair in real life. Some style. She likes style, and that's kind of just flat. But that's just to give you an idea. Also, I want to say that it's okay, like, make a list of the things that you don't like about people too, like the qualities and traits that you just don't get along with, or like Jessica said, she's not a vegan, so she can't relate. So that's okay to make those lists of things that and qualities you don't like. So when you're posting, if you don't want to talk about nutrition, obviously that's part of what we're about, but if you're just kind of like, you're not really into nutrition, you do what you do what you have to, but you're not into cooking and making all these fancy recipes, don't post about that. Don't find recipes and post about that. That's not what you're about. So it's okay to make those, a list of the things you don't really care about either. And don't post about them.
Go.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
The one thing I do, like, every day I have a post that is a recipe. Sometimes I cop out and it's a Shakeology recipe, but my favorite thing to do is cook. Like, Daniel used to send me to Dan, sorry, I call him Daniel, used to send, before I started working out, when I stressed out, he'd send me to the kitchen and tell me to go cook something, because that was my stress relief. So posting that, is that sort of the idea, like keeping your posts to something that you relate to?
Yeah, if you love cooking, then you should post about cooking. Share your fancy recipes, or that that's who you're trying to, one person's not going to fit everything, and maybe someone's attracted to you for something else other than, and they're not a cook. That's okay. But if you love it, it makes you happy. You should post about it.
I would say also, if you're really into cooking and enjoy that, which is great because a lot of women can identify with that, maybe instead of sharing the recipe, you can share a final picture first.
I do that too. Yeah.
And then people are like, knocking down your door for the recipe. So, a lot of like visually pleasing, food things, if it looks good, then you're going to get a lot of interaction. Whereas where I see like, if I just see a recipe, maybe, but if I know my friend made that, I'm like, okay, I can make it,
Right, so I posted a recipe last week that got a ton of likes. I cooked it and I said I was going to cook it this weekend because I found it and liked it. So once we eat it, I'll post a picture of it.
Oh yeah, cool.
Another
Because I know, I used to meal prep a lot, so that got a lot of traction because people are always interested. Like, you're a mom, so Deb, since you're a mom, like, how do you, and you have children that are in
Requires
the house,
cooking on Sunday.
how do you do it, So yeah, that's that your girl would be whoever her name is, and she enjoys cooking a lot for her family, trying new recipes, sharing them with friends.
Yeah. I think Robin's gonna go next. Robin, can you share? Because I can screen share your picture if you want me to. Yeah.
Oh, I can't hear Robin. Can you guys hear her?
No.
Robin, is her audio unmuted?
It's unmuted.
Can you hear me now?
It says, yeah, now we hear you.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so my avatar, her name is Eileen. Eileen is in her late 40s. 50s are the new 30s. She loves animals. She's an advocate for those without a voice. She loves nature. She lives near either the beach or the mountains. Maybe she's in the mountains and has a summer beach home. She's strong, she's independent, she's giving, and she's very loyal. She is one of strong faith. She is a do-it-yourself. She always roots for the underdog. She is a strong patriot. She drives a Jeep, and she shops at Anthropologie, Chico's, or online. She wants to provide for her family, so she's definitely a strong entrepreneur at heart. She has a teenager possibly preparing for some grands. She loves to cook. She's definitely a foodie. She normally wears very large glasses. She loves music. She loves interior design. Her fashion for both clothes and interior design is very sleek, modern, simple. She has natural beauty and casual dress. And she has battled. She's had a struggle in her past life, autoimmune disorder, something that she's fighting, and she's either just coming out of it or she has come out, and she has a very strong passion to help others with the same challenges. And that's my avatar. And one thing I just wanted to add is that a very good point was brought up regarding, a customer or a coach might relate with Eileen, but or she may not. But that's a good thing to share your coaches and the differences of your coaches, because they might relate to one of your coaches at the same time. So I always, like on my website and on my Facebook, I always showcase coaches, of course, with different skill sets, different talents, different looks, different likes, and that's really important. And with these, a lot of new coaches will wonder, well, why is this important? Is they always get stuck with, okay, I've already told my family and my friends everything about Beachbody and coaching, and nobody's interested, and I'm kind of stuck. Where do I go next? So when we're telling people to bring people into their circle and use the form and get bring them onto their page on Facebook, you've got to go find groups with commonalities that you have, so that you can make friends on that page. And this was a huge aha moment for a lot of my coaches. Where do I go after I'm done with friends and family? So that's it.
That's awesome.
I just want to, now that everyone has seen those, it's kind of hard when like you're alone creating yours. You're like, what, who the heck am I? Who's my customer? So I really like that you got to see 3 total, I mean, we're all Beachbody coaches, but did you notice how different all of those are? I mean, different age brackets, different things that we enjoy. You know, the conversations that I'd like to have with, you know, a potential coach or potential customer are totally different than Robin's conversations and even Hannah's, even though Hannah and I are the same age. So I really hope that that illustrates this week as we're taking you through how to create that brand that you can really capitalize on being you. That's the beauty of this business. The more you become who you are without any apologies for it, that's when you're going to really start to gain momentum and start to attract those people that have that same interest as you. And that's the one thing that I would say I love the most about this business is all the things that like all my other bosses would be like, no, you can't. Beachbody's like, yes, you can. That's what I love. So whatever you love, capitalize on that and you will find other people that love that same thing. It's great. T, you want to come on?
Okay, are you guys gonna give the assignments, like how to do it? You want me to?
We'll upload, tomorrow there'll be 2 sheets that Hannah's going to upload. You can print or just write them down, and then she'll have instructions for, you know, how to fill them out, and then we want you to post your sheets filled out.
But just start thinking about it. Just start thinking about what you're about, and then these worksheets will help you narrow it down or, you know, put it on paper.
Okay, saved by the husband. All right, what I wanted to come in was the top 10 tips. So you know, I started asking all of the top 10 coaches to give us also feedback of what they thought they were able, what happened in their business or something that they did maybe. And I know Dan's probably dying with the headroom here. What they did to hit the top 10 this previous week. So we had some veterans, we had some brand new ones, we had the first guy, that was pretty cool. So let me just briefly go down on what the top 10, and again, the one thing that was common among every top 10 in the group was consistency and following up. So that's, I mean, there's some really kind of out of the box things that some of the top 10s get, and I'm excited to share them with you because I thought really cool and really easy to implement in your own business. But really, it does come down to being consistent and following up. Consistent and following up. Don't stop and keep talking to the people that are on your master list and keep tracking the people that you're talking to. So we will start with, and there are no order here. It's just me copying and pasting from the message thread, except somebody had to do a voicemail, so I had to listen to it. I won't say who that was. Okay, so the first one was Sarah Lenore. And what she said was there was no secret thing except consistency and follow-ups. Those are the 2 things that she focused on in this business. She does the same thing every single day, give or take. She's consistently following up because people just forget to respond. She herself is a busy mom, so she understands when certain people don't respond to her, so she doesn't hold it against them. She just keeps following up. And she does the power of 3s, and she does offer something free to get people involved and crave more. So meaning, you know, she does her 5-day free, or, you know, she does offer something for her people. And Sarah has been on the top 10 multiple times. So that is, you know, again, consistency and following up. Dana has been top 1 or 2 for, I don't know, months since I started this. I mean, this girl has been rocking her business. So what she said is, it's all her residual Shakeology customers. And do not make fun of me. I've never been able to say that word. She says she stays close contact with her past challengers through the lifetime of the group. She has a setup, and she gives them opportunities to receive additional support through other challenge groups. She just keeps inviting lifetimers into her next group for reboots or refreshes, or, you know, just get them in. She says, my volume and commission largely come from myself and a large number from Shakeology folks that she has. So she's constantly keeping close to her Shakeology people, because that is our as the word I can never say, residual income that comes. So she's like constantly, and making it a big thing that they need to stay with Shakeology, which we all know that it's important, right? So say that with our customers. So Bria is another one who is a veteran that I've done it many times. This is something that I thought was really interesting. She runs 2 challenge groups. She runs one the 2nd and 4th week of the month. So by that, she's able to hit Success Club in the beginning of the month for her first challenge group, and then she focuses on her team, and then she tries to keep it, she says, pretty systematic, and she never misses a day without doing her power of 3 of new contacts, adding to her network, inviting and following up. She also says on the 2nd challenge group, the 4th challenge group, the 4th week of the month, she focuses those sales and those Success Club points to her husband's account. So she focuses on hers at the beginning of the month, and then her husband's the second part of the month. So I thought that was really interesting how she works that. Now Kent, first time being on here, he says that he's invested significantly in time and effort on his Facebook page. The volume that he's seeing now is coming from continued pipeline from that effort. For the first time in his business, all of his new Success Club points are coming from people that he met through on his Facebook page. So he's doing ads and all kinds of stuff on his Facebook page, friending those people. And he's actually said that he's going to start making some tutorials, some video tutorials on what he's doing. So I'm really excited to see what he's doing, because we all can help. You need help on Facebook, Facebook pages and ads and stuff like that. So that's what Ken said. Emily Olson, who this is her first time, she said last week was all about following up, keyword again, consistency, and personal development. She says on Wednesday of last week, she was at Success Club 2. And before the week began, she made up her mind to follow up with anybody that she had been in touch with about her upcoming main challenge group. She shared the programs that were on sale to the people in April who would connect with them, and worked on bringing them back to their why from their previous conversations. So she went through her master list and looked at what was on promotion for May and said, who's going to want Insanity Max? Who's going to want Pio? Who's going to want, the refresh? Like all those things. And she went through her master list and went being consistent and following up. So that's what boosted her volume. Becky Grisby, she said she did a new challenge group, and she offered a raffle for a $25 Victoria's Secrets gift card. That was what got her people interested on that. So that was a good push for her. Jenny, I'm not even going to try to say her last name, Jenny D. That's all. I'm just not going to. But Jenny D, which I'm going to say is pretty freaking awesome. This is her month 2 of being a coach. She's only been a coach for 2 months, and she made top 10. So that's freaking awesome. And she said she did a challenge group with another coach. She just told her story to her friends and family. They saw her weight loss. She told them about 21 Day Fix, and they wanted in the challenge group. She sold challenge packs. She said it was really hard for her to post the before and after pictures, but people were in shock. And as soon as she sold her story, it was just crazy that people were just, they were attracted to wanting to be a part of that. 2 months. She's been a coach for 2 months. She made top 10. So it doesn't matter how long you've been a coach, you can be in top 10. So that was Jenny D. And then Sarah B, again, not butchering. Sarah B, 4 months being a coach. She's only been a coach for 4 months, and she made top 10. So she said, I don't have any stories or photos about her journey. She's actually 34 weeks pregnant.
Wow.
34 weeks pregnant. And so the pictures, that she's been sharing is great. She's only selling 21 Day Fix challenge packs with Shakeology. She posts different things on her personal page, but not too much. She created new events, and many of the sales were just from word of mouth, from referrals. And every week she'd go back to the previous conversations that she had and checks in with them, following up. So this woman's been a coach for 4 months, and she's pregnant, and she's top 10. So she did. I think that's awesome. Okay, and Jessica, who we won't say because she did voice, but that's okay. One of the things that she says, Jessica's been on this before, but one of the things that she's changed up a little bit is that she had a form that, you know, she created a sign up form for a challenge group. So for her, that helped her with her time to actually work with people who were serious about the challenge group, not just somebody commenting on a picture and then, and I don't want to say wasting the time. She was able to, the people who were serious about changing their life and they were ready for this challenge, they would fill out the form. And so she was able to go through that and, you know, talk with them and go through the 5-step process with people who would fill out the form. So that was where she, you know, upped her her volume last week. And Dara, she said, you know, most of her volume, most of her success last week was really coming from recruiting coaches. She did sell a lot of challenge packs, but they were all from coaches. So if you do remember, it's volume and the amount of coaches that puts you up in the top 10. And she did recruit a lot of coaches last week. So that's what got her in the top 10. She also said that a lot of the volume and the challenge packs or psychology that she sold last week came from her customer lead program. So what she's been doing is that the way she's been successful of training around these leads to be like true customers of ordering and becoming friends. She friends request them on Facebook, and she's been sending out monthly newsletters to her leads because as she's mentioned, there's like she sends her welcome email, but as you know, if you've been getting leads for a while, you don't get a lot of response sometimes from that first email. So she's been doing this monthly newsletter to let them know that she's there, let them know that she's a real person, and providing some sort of content, providing a service to them. So she says in her monthly newsletter, she is having a tip of the month, a healthy recipe, a move of the month, and also including one benefit of Shakeology, like, you know, if you notice, like even in our challenge groups, we have like, you know, the different ingredients, what they're used for, stuff like that. So that's what she's including in her monthly newsletter. And by doing that, she's being in front of their face all the time. So that, she says, that's been very helpful with her in the residual income of Shakeology and bringing, you know, getting something out of those and really, like I said, providing a service to those customer leads other than just doing the welcome email. So those were the top 10 tips. And like I said, I thought these ones, they had some really good ones, you know, newsletters, your leads, creating a form. We did, a month ago, we did a training call, doing a Google Doc form. You know, I know some coaches have been using it because we talked about it, you know, to get that initial interest going. You know, if you want to start getting newsletters, Dara did say she has hired her husband to do the newsletters, you know, to help her with that. But again, you can always go to Elance, Fiverr. Like I just actually, there was an Amy Porterfield podcast a couple weeks ago about surveys, to survey your people to see what they want. And so I just created, if you saw, I posted it, and some people who may already be on my email list may have got it, but I created like a short survey asking, what do you guys want in a newsletter if anybody's interested in me doing a newsletter? So, and I plan on probably outsourcing that to something like Elance. Like I would come up with the ideas and have somebody else write, because you guys know how great I am at writing. It's as good as the way I talk. So I figured I would go hire that out. So that's something that definitely, you know, think about. I mean, especially now that we're getting these leads, pretty sure a lot of people who are qualifying for the leads now are probably getting a lot more than they were before because there's less people qualifying. So again, that's something to and so I guess we can open it up for questions.
If anyone like doesn't know where to start, I know at first it's kind of like a little bit, you know, overwhelming. I mean, it's kind of figuring out who you are. Don't worry, because the activities will take you through this week. It will be, you know, clear cut. You'll be able to fill in the blanks, and then, you know, we'll have you create what Robin, Hannah, and I did. So don't feel like overwhelmed or like you have no idea. Questions? No? Cool.
Hey, do you think that Dara would be willing to share a sample of her newsletter?
I'm sure we could ask her to. Yeah, I don't see why that. Yeah, definitely. I will send her a message and see if she can like a screenshot or just email us or something like that to see what she's been doing for newsletters. Definitely.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Something else you needed to ask
What?
T.
I remember my other question. T, in the video you took in the car, you said something about needing to make sure that we were doing our daily. I think you might have been mixing up groups. Doing our commenting on our daily tasks.
Yeah.
But I thought we were only supposed to be doing it weekly. Were you mixing up groups?
I was mixing up groups.
Okay, fine.
Well, no, not really. No, what I meant by daily task is like there is a call to action every day. Like you don't need to be reporting your vital behaviors or your numbers, but there is like, especially this week is going to be a lot more call to action stuff than it was last week. You know what I mean? This week is going to be like, we're going to want to see you guys. We want to see, work through the assignments that they're going to be giving us so that you can figure out who your brand is and who your ideal customer is. So that's what I'm saying. Check it in, watching the videos. Dan posted, a couple of the videos, so we just want to make sure people are seeing them and comfortable in understanding the income part of this. Yeah, that's what I meant. I knew I had a reason. I knew what I'm doing.
Good recovery.
Thanks. Okay, cool.
Thank you for getting on.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.